All right, welcome back, everyone. We've got a real spicy one today for you guys. We're going to be running a 3 versus 3 domination game. It is vanilla based settings this time around, no mods. We'll have a Horton's modded game up on Friday, and on Monday, we'll actually have the first game of the tournament posted as well, as we did get to play round one, our game at least this week. No spoilers on that, so you'll have to stay tuned and check that out when it drops. For today's match, we're playing on the Sam Reed map, one of the Liberation DLC's maps. Very aesthetic map, very wooded with a central town, lots of farm fields surrounding it as well, and it's got some crazy elevation changes, which play into the outcome of this game heavily. We're playing as the US, only fitting for the map. We've got Scooby-Doo himself and Sergeant O. Garcia playing as the Soviets. We're going up against Thunder Chief and Snooks, who are the Germans. And we've got Vince playing as the Finns. Should be a tightly contested game. So we'll see how this one plays out here. We actually surprisingly played another game right before this on one of the other Liberation maps. Let's just say it was over within a couple minutes. So, we switched up the teams a little bit and we're running it back. So we'll see how we get on here. But as I said, we are playing as the US and we're actually going as the offensive doctrine this time around. I personally don't like this one as much. This one comes with the M8 Scott in tier 1. Also comes with the field mod, Sherman, and the Super Pershing. So we'll see how we can utilize these heavy tanks. And as you saw, I did call out to make sure we're protecting the home point. Because in the last game, as I was saying, I did win handedly in that one, and I actually capped the home point. I think it was less than 6 minutes. I just sent a recon squad right up into their home point and capped it very quickly, which I don't like to do. It's kind of, I mean, it's not a waste of time. They should have defended their home point, but, we did a quick reset on that one. But this one does have some very interesting spawn points. There's 2 spawns over on the far left. So, not even far left, but like the southeast side for the allies. And then there's one kind of right on the east that goes right through the point. So whoever spawns on the east is really supposed to grab like the northeast side of the map. And then whoever has the far left spawn to the south is usually supposed to get, the southwest, and then whoever else is kind of in between the two usually hits up the midpoint, which is where conveniently the first spawn point is. So we spawned far left. We are going to push far left. I'm going to try to make that my main goal here, to put some really crazy pressure on this left side, because there is a crazy kind of elevation ridgeline change over here. And like we can see here, their home point is actually up on an elevated rise, and they just look down into the town. So very hard to push it if you play it correctly. And they are currently really contesting the middle. I sent out a scout recon jeep over onto this far left side, and I'm actually going to spread these guys up this way and have possibly 1 or 2 go along the back line, like straight down the map, to try to get vision as far out as I can. And whenever I run this doctrine, or whatever the other US doctrine is, it's not all around. It might be a regular. It may honestly just be this doctrine. But I don't like these scout recon squads because of the jeep that they come with. So I always self-destructed to make sure it's just not eating up cap, because they do take up some small cap. And that cap could be really beneficial as a US player, because your infantry squads are very heavy in terms of them all having M1 Grands. But as we can see here, the scouts got a very nice position. I'm going to set 2 of them to hold fire, 1 to return fire technically, and I'm going to push him all the way back into their spawn. But we've got pretty much full vision onto the home point. We do have some assistance as well, in terms of a Soviet player. I believe that's Scooby that's helping us out here. And then it looks like Garcia is holding our home point. And we are flipping this cap at the very least, which is good. And we're going to try to get set up here as best as possible. I'm also going to use the bazooka to take out some of these buildings if I can, where they've got guys set up. I'm going to get a nice shot there to take out that cover. And then Garcia calls out our home point, which he's lost immensely. And I'm checking who's here, because I didn't know. So I'm going to call in an M20 for the 50 cal, along with a tier 2 recon jeep. So 4 guys, which is the downside. 4-guy, 4-man section, 4-man squad coming in versus whatever they've got there. I think it's actually the Finnish player. Massive explosion goes off in the middle. No idea what that was, but Garcia loses all of his guys that were there. So thank God we got into the point, as we're still capping. M20's here. We've got a T-70, couple infantry as well. We're going to detonate the Jeep. We are getting pinged by an AT rifle, which is a bit unfortunate because that could absolutely take us out, and I don't want to lose the M20. But I got to make sure that we're still contested in the middle as best as we can. There hasn't really been a push over further onto the southwest side, which is good. But we've got to get these guys pushed back because, as we can see, the new spawn point just came out to the far northeast. And if we had early pressure, we could have already been capping that. And we also could have been protecting our home point a little bit better. But our guys are thankfully making some quick work. We did lose the T-70. So not the best utilization of that. Looks like there's a Shrek in the field right over there that did go down. But we've pretty much managed to push these guys off of the home point, which is nice. But as we can see, they are already capping the new point. And we are going to bring in the M8. We're going to push it this way as well. We got to take this next point. The middle is heavily contested, and we do have reinforcements coming. So I'm going to push out my scouts into this point. We're going to try to flip this. I'm going to bring the M20 and the M8 over there as well. And I'm hoping a combination of my teammates and my infantry here can potentially flip this point fully into our favor. Because we would absolutely want that early MP boost that capping this point will give us. But I'm going to pull off one of the bazookas and get him out to the far left. Just for safety. We stopped the cap for a second. But they do have quite a few reinforcements coming our way. It is solely us here, so we got to get this M20 up and running. And now at this point, I am microing pretty much all over the map. So we will see how long I can kind of keep this up. My micro isn't terrible, but I mean, in a 1v1, it's a lot different. Microing across a full map in a 1v1 where it's a much smaller scale is a lot easier. In a 3v3 map, especially this size, this big, it could be pretty tricky. So we'll see how long I can kind of keep this up before I have to beg for some assistance here. But we've surprisingly been able to flip this point as Thunder Chief is rolling in some reinforcements. He does take out most of the scouts. There's one left. The M8 is here, although it's not really firing. One of the reasons I don't like this doctrine in the M8 is I don't know if it's just very buggy, and by all means, if anyone else thinks otherwise, please let me know. But I feel like this thing never fires on its own. And it always bugs out sometimes because of the 50 cal. I think there's either a Finnish or it's probably a Finnish tank, I think, from my memory, that also kind of bugs out like this, where the secondary weapon, so like a heavy machine gun or something, multi-turreted vehicles for the most part, like they just get stuck and they don't switch for whatever reason. So you gotta kind of like manually switch the guns often. So I don't really like the M8. I'm hoping if it stays up long enough, it'll just kind of pay for itself. But we kind of needed a tier 1 vehicle here to kind of deal with all the infantry spam. And it's a decent map for it. There's lots of areas that we can kind of utilize it. But we lost the M20. Super unfortunate. It was down to a Panzer Shrek from the Finn player. Now I've got no infantry out here, but I am calling in technically 2 Jeep Recon squads. This one is leisurely getting up here, so I am going to direct control it and try to get it up as quickly as I can. And I maybe take a little bit too scenic of a route. Would you take down the wall, self-destructing it with double L, and I'm trying to get out and away as quickly as I can. The M8's now in kind of a little bit better of a position to support, but we did lose one of these guys here, unfortunately. And it looks like they are probably going to cap this unless we can somehow flip it. I'm trying to hit some of these guys. I'm trying to get into the point, but it's probably not going to happen. So they'll get this one. We did get the first one at the very least. And we do now have, you know, seven recon guys up on the line and the M8 here. It looks like Garcia is also pushed out to the far left, or excuse me, far right. So he's kind of cleared that back line, so there hopefully shouldn't be any like scouts or AT teams in our back line. But with the new spawn over on my side, I am going to bring the M8 over there, so we are going to pull off this this flank. I will leave these scouts, but I got to now kind of focus my attention over here. So hopefully Garcia can do something. I do see an AP miner, so yikes. Thunder is digging in, so now we'll have to kind of be a little wary of that when and if we decide to make a push onto their home point, because that could be a big detractor of making any push. But we did ping a Panzer III there. So there was a Panzer III short barrel coming up. We do see them hunkering around the M20, and I'm pinging it here because I actually want someone to destroy it. Mainly Garcia. The M20s, for anyone that doesn't know, they actually come with bazookas and like 12 rounds of ammo for the bazooka. So very useful. I honestly should have probably taken out the bazooka earlier. I usually do. But I was just in such a rush to get it to our home point and then up here. So my fear now is that they're going to take the bazooka and use it on us. But we'll see what Garcia can do. We're kind of in a position now where I can see Thunder's moving out this way. My recon troops did make it out. I'm going to spread them out a little bit. We do have some assistance from one of the Soviet players bringing in, looks like a flak gun on the back of a truck. Still trying to micro over here as I can see movement, and I know Garcia's got very limited infantry. And the spawn points aren't really going to be out as far as he is on the map, up to the top. They're going to be more so on this hill area. So we really need to take this hill completely. But we're just... he's not really pushing infantry out this way. But I've only got 2 guys left as well. And we've almost got this cap. But with the Panzer III rolling up now, I don't know what we're going to do. And I'm going to send another recon jeep out to the right to try to still help. But I do ping it with a hotkey command. Tell them to secure the area. We're now losing this point as they've been able to get infantry in while I've been a little distracted. Although, really, wouldn't have been able to do much, I think, as of this point. There's also a half track. I'm pinging the AA to either set up or get out of the way so he doesn't lose it. He'll waste his DP. Or not DP, probably MP. I don't think that's a DP buy. Hail of grenades going on. Still microing over here. We're going to get these guys out early and just kind of set them up in between. As Garcia is getting absolutely shredded on the hill now, and anyone there is getting taken out. We do have a bazooka there. Garcia's on this side of the map, so it is Garcia with the AA. So, like, he should really just be focusing on the right instead of trying to help me on the left. And I should stop helping him on the right, but I'm too scared that if I don't, we're going to lose it. So I keep sending just precious troops that way as a massive push now comes in from Thunder. Actually, it's Snooks. So Snooks and Thunder are both attacking me here. And I gotta say something now because there's no way I'm gonna be able to take this point. We're probably gonna lose it. And I have a bazooka here, but I'm too busy saying as quickly as I can. Someone's got to deal with the right. I got to go full left. Get up. We do fire the bazooka. We take out the half track. There's a Warble, a Luke's, and a Panzer III there. Scooby says he's on mid. I tell Garcia straight up, you got to focus right. I'm going to pull off quite a bit of my infantry that was in the middle now, since Scooby is saying he's going to kind of handle this, or handle that area. We're going to get another recon jeep up on our side. We're going to spread out for one of the last times here. These couple infantry just kind of in a blocking position. There'll be early warning for Garcia. But yeah, unfortunately, we're going to lose this point. We'll bring up a half track full of guys. And with tier 2 here, once we take a couple losses, I am going to go with the field mod. Field mod is pretty great. I will say for this doctrine, it will tank a lot of vehicle shots, a lot of AP. And there's some guys in this church tower, so we will take them out. Can't let Snooks utilize that. That's just going to give him line of sight and vision further out. So if we can't use it, nobody can. But we'll get these recon out. We'll get some early vision. I'm going to pull out the bazooka. Some of the recon go down, unfortunately, to the Warble. And we see how stacked this position, unfortunately, is. Tried to take a cheeky shot with the M8, but we do hit one cluster tree. The M8 is finding some shots through, thankfully. We do call up the field mod, so we'll get that thing up. Should easily take out pretty much every vehicle that we see here at the moment. And we're going to get the boys spread out. A lot of these liberation maps, especially in... I guess this is probably Belgium, Battle of the Bulge timeline. I believe Semri is Belgium. I could be wrong. Luxembourg, maybe, area. A lot of them have, like... these raised road or the sunken, I'll call them sunken roads. They're not really sunken roads, but they've got they're not really hedges either, but they've got like lips on either side, so it's very easy to hide infantry behind them and crawl them up. So we're going to try to utilize that to get closer to the road up here, because our main goal is going to be to take this position, because there will be spawn points along this main road that we need to grab. As we can see, the field mod comes into range of the Panzer III. First shot does hit. So I know we're here. Second shot does hole break it. And so Panzer III is down, which is great. Now we just have a Warble and a Luke's to worry about. As the Luke's just goes to town on the infantry that decided to sprint up. So we're going to push with the field mod. 200 range is very good for us. Take a shot and we bounce. I think we ricocheted off of something though beforehand. He's moving up. Yeah, looks like we're ricocheting off of little farm cutout. Little farm. I mean, it's not a building, but a farm. Call a stand. The Lukes isn't moving, so I'm assuming whoever's got the Lukes is just busy microing elsewhere. We still can't, surprisingly, take out the Warble through that farm stand, unfortunately. We do have a plane coming in for some reason. I don't know why. One of our teammates called the plane when there's a Whirlwind lying around and there's nothing that's going to contest the field mod here. We do hull break the Lukes, which is good. No idea what the bomb was dropped on. Looks like the Panzer III they were going for. And the Warble is now kind of backed off to where I can't really see it. But we've made really good headway on this road junction. To the point where I feel very confident that we have either killed off most of the infantry or we put such a dent in it that we can kind of move everything up very easily. We're even going to bring up the half track as well to get this here and supporting. But we'll try to direct control some of our infantry to take out the survivors. We'll bring up both tanks. I'm checking the easiest approach to this area to see if there's another vehicle there. And we are going to bring in another armored rifle squad. So another half track to come up with another 50 shred. It's definitely one of the benefits that the Americans do have, I would say. Americans are a very hard nation to play, just in terms of infantry. And look at this. He clumps up for us. They do throw a grenade back, but we do get 2 off, and we're able to get out of the way. We wipe an entire squad with our last survivor on this flank. So, worth it, I would say. Worth it, worth it. We're still doing work over there. Still able to micro it, even though we're focusing over here. So, gotta love it. Got to love it. Well, we're gonna move up the half track. The boys are seriously making a push now. And as we can see across the minimap, we actually have kind of stabilized the line from top to bottom. Garcia should be pushing the point since it spawned right in front of him. And it looks like he can easily get into it since there's no competition. But we're a little busy over here to kind of deal with that right now. We call that out. But it does look like he does ultimately make it in, which is great. It's nice when teammates can kind of handle their side and their responsibilities, and you don't have to really worry about it all. It's nice not having to full carry. But the Warble reveals itself. We do overshoot. I believe the tree might have been a little bit of an unfortunate blockage there. We're going to push some guys forward to try to keep line of sight. And we do hit the Warble, which is fantastic. Doesn't look like we hull broke it. Looks like he may have just bailed. And it actually pulls off line of sight on the minimap, so they did recrew it. So there is crew in it. It is up. We do see it there. And we're going to put another shot into where it was once we get line of sight. It's back up. AI gets it before I do, and AI blows them up. So Warble's down. We've effectively cleared this area now, which is fantastic. We're going to finish off the crew that are laying around using infantry and half tracks. And now we're going to make a full push into this kind of back line. As the Warble detonates. Turret toss there. So we're going to try to take this hill that we can see Thunder is lining up on. So it looks directly down on their home point. So if we can contest this, this is a great position for us. And I'm actually going to call in some tank crew. We have 3 vehicles here that we can kind of capture. So the reason I didn't finish off the others, and I kind of didn't want that that plane doing any damage to the Panzer III, is why not use it? The M8's good and all, but nothing beats the Panzer III. So we'll try to grab the half-track, Panzer III, and the Lukes for some additional armored units that we don't even have to call in. A little flavor. But as we can see here, we've got a decent position now. We are getting some guys out further into the approach behind the wooded section. There are likely any vehicles, any reinforcements that are coming this way, any push. It's likely not going to come through the woods. It's going to come through that kind of open ground farm field area. So the earlier we get line of sight, the better. And the M8's in a great position to just kind of lob some shells over over these trees, thankfully, and into their home point. And even across from the home point, there's actually a ridge line that we can kind of get up on and just shell their home point. So right where kind of we're looking right now, right below the camera, is where I would ultimately like to get some troops and maybe put the Panzer III if we can, if we do actually take this and hold it. But we got to deal with Thunder as he is making a slight attempt to creep up on us through the wooded section. And I'm getting the field mod back into the tree line just to kind of hide it as best as I can. But we do have both half tracks. I am using them as kind of a test unit right now. One's kind of sitting back, the other one's just kind of rolling around. We've got some type of arty. I believe it sounds like a Wesp. I think the grill is a heavy round coming in. So I do believe there's a Wesp that's trying to take out the Scott from here, or from wherever it is over onto the side. Trying to see what I want to call in. I'm actually going to get more tank crew because I was doing the numbers, and I am going to need a couple more to fill out the half track and the Lukes. Panzer III should be good. But so far, it's a very even game. Point-wise, we're actually only ahead by, what was that, 2? Very, very close game. Each side has really had pretty much, I think, the same number of cap points. So we really need to continue capping and keep putting the pressure, especially on their home point. So I'm going to start moving in a couple infantry. I do remember there was AP mines laying around, so I do have to be kind of careful of that. But we're going to try to sneak some guys into their home point and start just checking on the cap value, see what it is. But they do have a league actually looking down past it, although I do think it is slightly blocked by some slight terrain. We're going to try it with the M8 on the other side to grab that, but we do also need to maybe help out here still since we do have a guy. Although I have no idea what's happening there. It looks like he... I don't know if that's a glitch or what, but he went a little Sonic trying to get out away from that grenade there. But we did call in a recon jeep to try to help. But in the meantime, we are going to officially make our push in. One of our guys does hit an AP mine, which is unfortunate. But the Scott does thankfully decrew the league, so that's nice. We're going to set up this bazooka, like I was saying, behind some of the terrain. Just get some sneak shots as the additional tank crew comes up. So we are going to get them set up on the half track. Man, it'd be crazy if, you know, whenever you capture a vehicle, if it'd be harder to identify it if it's actually yours or not. I don't know how they'd implement that in game, but that'd be cool. I would like that. Maybe a mod or something like that. We do lose our recon guys as we were busy microing over here. It's just the downside of unfortunately having to micro so many places. It's why you kind of split the split the map into sectors. Our early warning guys do point towards a Hetzer rolling up, which is great. So it's good to have guys out as far as possible, even on hold fire, because you do get that vision. Wesp is still trying to ping our vehicles between the Scott and the half-track here. And it is only a -3 hold for them. So, I mean, 1 or 2 guys in here, we could easily flip this. Now down to -2. And I believe I found the opening for the point. But the Hetzer has arrived. Looks like he actually gets... I don't know if he gets distracted, but he actually kind of targets onto some of the early warning infantry we had. And he actually kind of turns a little bit. So we'll see if maybe he gets a bit distracted again. Yeah, he switched to HE. He's actually going for the armored rifle. And he does turn. We get a nice shot, side shot on him. So really unfortunate for Snooks there. And Setzer's going to go down. It's already a hull broke. One more shot. Does finish it off. It is on fire. So what is this guy doing? Yeah, we'll finish him off. A little melee battle there. Oh, finish him off. Come on. Actually, don't know what happens. Why are we not finishing him off? I think we did. I think I had complete and utter confidence in my my AI to do that, but I don't know what was happening. But we do see a push is coming this way now, so we're going to pull back the bazooka. We're going to pull up the half-track. We are down to a -1 deficit on the home point. I found the way in. Right through where our guys are, and it looks like there's a little wooded terrain there. The league is back up. We do get another guy in. We are starting to cap their home point as the Luke decides to kill our AT guy. So that's phenomenal. Panzer 3 is up, so we'll get him up here as well. Luke's is going to go to work. We got a nice blocking force of captured vehicles here. Gonna pull up another recon squad as well, and we do have another spawn point close to us, so this is great. So we can kind of help out here. And we also, this point has the same kind of terrain that's around the roads, so we can kind of sneak that bazooka guy up into a really nice position. And we are tier 3, so I'm trying to see what we can get. We've got 110 DP, so, I mean, I'm between an arty signaler, which would be great for the home point, and the Pershing. I do want a Pershing. Pershing sounds great to use if there's any heavy German vehicles. We haven't really seen any. Not even like a Brumbar, or Sturmpanzer, I should say. Just some heavy artillery going on. I believe there is at least one Wesp right now, and I do believe we also saw a grill as well in the kill feed. Something big there. Definitely a Wesp. That second shot definitely sounded like a grill, so I do believe there's probably one here. We're going to rush these Tier 2 Vet 5 recons into the point. The M8's in an okay position to shell, as it does get a nice shot there. And we're over halfway to capping. Although we do lose one of the half tracks to a grill, so there is one up. And we're going to bring the Panzer 3 over, see if we can maybe keep up the pressure on their home point. They do decap with the amount of infantry, but this is kind of clutch for us because we're putting so much pressure here that they kind of all have to focus on their home point to prevent a loss. We do see on the minimap there is a heavy tank as Scooby does do a Katusha barrage. So that's great for us. It's going to clear off a lot of infantry. But there is a Tiger out in the field. It doesn't look like, well, I mean, it's not a King Tiger, but I don't think it's a Vet Tiger. And I do call out a nice shot for him, clearing off the infantry for me. As our guys somehow tank a grill shot in that dugout. So that's pretty cool. And we're going to bring these guys in. You can see how I am just avoiding the open area where I'm sure there are mines. So, playing a little cat and mouse game. And now it's going to be a little bit of a grenade spam, as we can see the mass amount of German and Finnish dead here. But we did call in the Super Pershing as soon as we saw the Tiger. I don't think the field mod is going to be able to take out the Tiger going head-to-head. So I figured a Pershing is probably the best, especially since we have a Katyusha out. And I'm going to push up these tank crew, try to get line of sight. And we're going to give it a shot. Pershing's on its way. Maybe if he doesn't have line of sight, we can get maybe first shot and get lucky. All right, let's see what we can do here. We do have smokes that we can deploy from this Fury-esque tank. We're even gonna go into direct control, see what we can do. We do get a green bubble, but I think I moved just slightly and it went red. So we do bounce off the turret. We're gonna smoke out. Next shot doesn't pen the hole. Next shot bounces. Micro in the Pershing to come on over. That shot looked like it did something. May have gone straight through. But unfortunately, that one goes straight through us. I'm going to try to get this half track out. We are engined. We did lose the driver as well. Hole's seriously messed up. And there goes the gun and the turret, along with most of the crew. So we're now kind of a sitting duck. We did get the Panzer III and set up into a decent position to shell the point. But there is a stew on the point, and I'm trying to figure out target reference first, and I'm actually going to prioritize the stew in my push and my supporting tanks, my close support tanks. So before we go head-to-head with this Tiger, I'm willing to risk the field mod losing it. It's done its purpose for me. And we're going to take out the stew, because I think that's actually a bigger threat. But something hits the stew. I think it's the Panzer III. So that allows me to actually change targets right before I was going to shoot. As the Tiger is coming up and does get a shot through us. So we did lose the commander. Hull's orange. Not fully down. We do get a shot off. I do believe we actually crew stunned him there. I'm going to try to get this bazooka guy up. I forgot about the half track as well, that it was repaired, so I am going to move it now. He bounces. Our next shot hits. Looks like it actually tracks it, I believe. So I do ping it for some support. I know my guys got planes. Someone does. So now's the time to use it if they do have one ready. I'd rather not risk the Super Pershing in a one-on-one battle here. I'm sure I can win, but considering he's already done damage, I'd rather avoid it. And we do get a plane out. We can still hit him from here, so we'll take another shot, but I'm kind of expecting that plane to take it out. As we can see, there is a mass amount of artillery on that back line, just kind of showing us. I believe it's actually 2 Wesps, a grill, and I think I saw a heavy Finnish mortar as well pop up. But thank you, Garcia. Appreciate the assistance as we do take out the Tiger. So that's fantastic, getting that thing down. We can repair the field mod. I'll actually pull back one of the crew to get in there as well. We were held up with all the micro. We're going to now get the mountain rifles into the point. We're going to smoke out and try to get them in. They have kind of repositioned to be in the trench on the right side of the point. That is in the point, so that is a very unfortunate strong point that we're going to have to deal with now. They're also in the middle, chucking nades at us. Surprisingly, we do get this guy out, and we're able to get a grenade off before we run into a mine. And a lot of the mountain men, unfortunately, went down to the heavy artillery. That's just pinging us left and right. And we run over another mine, so who knows how many more mines there are here. But yeah, Thunder's now making a push with some Gebirgsjäger onto the hill. This hill they needed to control the entire game. So far, they really haven't been able to fully control it. Scott's actually out of HE, so I've only got phosphorus and heat. That's really unfortunate, but there is a spawn point conveniently here, so we'll move them over and get some ammo. We do have the half track set up in a decent position to protect the field mod, and we're going to bring over a bar team as well. Just get some more infantry out that way. They have now officially pretty much taken this ridge line back, but we do have more infantry coming up as well, some rangers. And we do have a captain as well out in the area to kind of spot for us. And we see the clump of infantry there right in front. No idea why the half track didn't start firing once it had vision. So that's a little odd. We do lose it again. I'm trying to hit the trees and see if I can just get some line of sight. And now I'm trying to attack ground on the tree directly, because that will act almost like a lamp post and reveal anything underneath it. So we do see quite a good number. I'm going to pull back the Pershing. No reason to keep it up right now. Rangers are going to make a push. We're also going to get another half track with more infantry up. Rangers immediately flip the cap value because they are tier 3, which is nice. I do believe tier 3. And we're going to chuck some nades into the center along with the back trench line just to be safe. But I think most of their guys are over in that other trench line right now. I'm going to try to smoke out and work my way over there if I can. There is also a ping on the mini-map we see here for a push onto our home point. I unfortunately don't have really much to kind of help out with that, so hopefully they can do something there. So actually it's a, what is that, a stew? I think that's another stew. Yeah, another stew is actually making a push up. I think it's either a stew or a stug. Hard to tell, but the field mod being repaired does put a nice shot through. I might actually be stug, regular stug. Yeah, it is. And we set it on fire. Crew bailing. So field mod, phenomenal job this game. Head to head with quite a few enemy Vics and a Tiger, and managed to come out on the tail. So pretty good. Poor guy. Grill's just shelling us. Someone pings it. The M8 has replenished some rounds, and the Panzer III wasn't actually shelling because it's actually behind the ridge, so I'm trying to pull it up just enough to start shelling the guys in the trench line. Looks like we didn't go maybe far enough, or I think actually it switched targets. Yeah, now he's shelling, so. But I think the Scott's actually a little too close, so we should probably back it up. But again, we've got this half track just sitting here. It's not firing, but I mean, it can fire. It can see them. So I have no idea why it's not, but we'll just right click each of these guys individually and tell them to fire, I guess. And we'll bring up this half track and kind of move it forward. We're going to try to retake this hill and put some pressure a little further up. As kind of a blocking force so they can't get any infantry up onto this top portion. And maybe we can come, like prevent them from kind of pushing into the point from up top. But we do run into some grenadiers immediately here. So I'm going to bring up the half track a little bit and try to support. Well, we're doing really well, surprisingly. 1045, 668. So we've been able to cap quite a few points. Garcia's playing really passive on the right side, which, I mean, it's okay. We've put so much pressure on this left side. We'll continue to put pressure here. It's not the worst thing in the world. But there is another spawn point he could be pushing, and he's just, you know, he's made a line a little far back. But we're kind of like diagonal across the map, I guess we could say. We're sitting on a ton of MPs, so we actually decided to bring in a 105 to continue the close support HE theme and kind of shell these positions as the M8 puts a phosphorus round onto the what's that trench line? So that's that guy on fire. So out of shells again. We're gonna try another one into this club. We just shoot behind. No, we're not out of rounds. It's not shooting HE for some reason. Something just missed us. No idea what that massive shell was. Know what that massive shell was. Just a grill takes out that armored squad leader. Super unfortunate. And I'm getting kind of sick of this artillery, man. I don't know what the Panzer III is doing. I must have misclicked at some point. So it rushed up off the hill, which kind of sucks, because now it's out of position. It could easily go down. I'm going to bring up an ammo truck to kind of resupply the 3 of these HE Vics. As a Stug pulls up. Where's that stew? Let's see. Turret does go down. We're gonna try to use the 105 though. This HE should do some work. This is a Stug. Stug 3 early. That Stug could take us out as well. We lose our track, but we do full decrew it. They can still get in it though. So we're gonna bring over the Super Pershing. M20's up. And we're gonna jump this guy out. We're gonna grab the bazooka, get him set up, get him back in. We're gonna send him on a little bit of a suicide mission, but I actually decided to pull him back out. And I'm gonna take out the grease gun and the pistol. I want him to only use the bazooka, and I want him to be set up with the bazooka for what is about to happen shortly. But we're gonna get the Panzer III out of the way behind there to repair. We're gonna bring back the Scott to get some ammo. And we're gonna do a little direct control. So there hasn't been much action here. They do have a pretty big squad on the hill to our right. I'm gonna direct control the Scott to actually move into the points ammo zone there. And we're hunting. We're hunting, baby. We're going for these grills and the wasps. And we got all 3 targets here. So I'm trying with the 50. I think the 50 can shred this paper-thin armor. I think we're probably crew stunned in this one. I'm going to jump out the bazooka. Take a shot. A little low. Take out the tracks. And he actually decrews it. I don't think we did it. I think he did that himself. So we're going to switch targets. Scooby. LOL. Second shot is right in the back of the first grill. It's actually 2 grills that we're facing here, not 2 wasps. So very big. The next one, we take out the turret. We've got John Rambo here himself. No one loves John Rambo running around with a bazooka, not reloading it manually. The M20 does go down. We self-destructed for fun. The Wasp is just sitting there. Oh, yeah, the Finnish heavy mortar, it was there too. Ah, a little bit more and we could have done it if they didn't bring in the BA. But man, play the game? Maybe. Pretty sure that Wasp is on fire. It's at least down for now. Panzer III did lose its track, so we are gonna repair it, but there's no repair kit, so we're gonna see what's in this gas over here. Maybe there's some repair kits and we can repair them. Yeah, 2. All right, so we can at least repair the track and the turret, so we'll do that. Oh, man, going back to that. Play the game? Let me know what you guys think. Was it the Tiger kill play of the game so far? M20, bazooka, suicide rush onto the heavy artillery in the back line. That probably had more value, I'd say, out of the 2 actions, but I don't know. Heavy tank on heavy tank action is always nice. We do like that. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you rate. What was the better action by the end of the video here? What do you guys think played more into the outcome? Man, that finish. That mortar is very inaccurate, but that shell, if that thing hits directly on, yikes. That thing was probably 10, 15 feet away, and it still did some big damage to the M4. And now there's a plane coming in, so I'm guessing that's on the M4. But I'm going to pull back the officer and the Pershing, just in case. I'm okay losing the 105. We have so much MP. It is on it. I try to get a shot off before we go down. And he actually doesn't full kill us. The thing is repairable, and the turret could still be used before even being repaired. So we're just going to get some crew right back on in. So that really didn't do much for him.
Officer here. What's the word?
A slight deterrence to it being used for the moment. But we do get a support arty barrage from the Katusha. Got a mass infantry assault coming up on the hill again. Thankfully, we do have 2 half tracks here. They're gonna gun down these Panzer Grenadiers. Oh my god, German on German action. This is literally the opposite of what happened during the Battle of the Bulge with Kampfgruppe. I mean, it wasn't Kampfgruppe Piper, but Skorzany's boys using the captured Shermans and American vehicles to sneak by the lines. Great read if you know, if you're interested in some Battle of the Bulge content to check out, is kind of all that deception that went on. They wore like captured U.S. uniforms and drove captured U.S. vehicles. And they even had the ersatz panzers, which they dressed up to look like M10s with some extra sheet metal on the turrets. I don't think it was very effective, but they did sneak past some guys, and they did cause some mayhem. I think they even paradropped as well. I could be wrong on that, but they did do some crazy work to cause deception to try to make some advances with the Bulge. But our recon guys get absolutely shredded. They do make it into the point though. The M4 is up. Panzer III is up. Get some shots off. We're gonna repair this 105 now. And we're even gonna bring in, with our 10 DP that we got left, a M3 scout car, which actually has binoculars. So we'll have the officer and the scout car kind of spotted. The scout car also obviously has a 50. So it's another 50 set up on the hill to shred. Panzer IV, or Panzer III, man, already 21 kills. That's a pretty good investment. We didn't even buy it. And we are starting to pull away here now. See a half track off in the distance. No spotting from them. The field mod puts a shell right through the gunner and a guy in the back. Just clean meat being hit. The second shot does take it out though. We're gonna move up the Scott for support. And we're just capping and decapping at this point. They send meat waves in. We send a squad or 2 in to cap. They decap us. We recap it. Stug's back up. Pershing's a little too far back because of that plane. We are out of line of sight. We can't really support just yet. This BA also comes up. We are now in. I think we missed there. I try to switch targets, but he's pulling off into the woods. The tank destroyer is also hitting the Stug. Trying to see where that BA went, but he is fully out of line of sight. And the Stug is just tanking shots, man. Just tanking shots. Do finally go down, though. And they're just able to sneak into that right side of the point to decap us yet again. Yeah, the M8's set up in a really nice position to shell it, though, as we do get 4 on that one. And he's sitting right on an ammo spawn point, which is fantastic for us. But we're going to move up the half track a little bit. We're going to start making a little bit of an advance. Oh my god! That's the finished 300 mortar direct impacts and detonates the Panzer III. So those poor boys just... I don't think they felt anything, but my god. What an inferno. Johnny's alive 1 second and then just obliterated the next. Oh my god. They are still decapping. I'm trying to see if I can see where they might be. There's smoke. There's these trenches. We've got a couple guys still in the point with some reinforcements coming up. And we do find one of the guys at least. So I'm assuming the rest are probably in that back, although I think they also just popped on the minimap. And we are bringing in our second officer at the very least. We're going to try to get him into the point to kind of get that cap weight fully in our favor. Tired of this cap decap game. Let's go for the kill. We're moving up the half track, although we are getting shelled by, I believe, a field howitzer of some type. And the BA does make itself known. Trying to get the field mod on it. But he's got HE loaded, unfortunately. So we are going to have to switch over to the AP. It's going to take a sec. He does take out one half track, gets the other one. We do hit him, though. That thing's so lightly armored, the shot goes right through it, though. So we are just going to miss and whiff and not finish it off there. But we're going to quickly sprint in the officer. We're going to get these guys out and over onto the other dugout so we don't risk the officer getting hit by anything. He does make it in. We are going to prune. We got a squad on the back hill shooting down into the point. But P-105 makes quick work of them. Now I'm trying to see if we can maybe get the howitzer in the back with the 105. But I don't get the angle here. Maybe further up. Yeah, now we're dealing with an elevation issue. Lucky howitzer, man. I don't think we can get it from here. So I'm gonna get that. I gotta get that 105 now back up onto the hill. Because we just overshoot the next infantry wave. We're pulling another scout car, another command scout car. We'll push that one up further. My thought here was to actually just push it into the point, because that is another officer cap weight going straight on in. And we'll take a sec here just to look at our dominating position on this ridge line. They needed this. If they really could have taken this ridge line and held me from taking it, they wouldn't be just sitting here getting shelled all game long. This map might be a little unfair if you don't take that little area for the Axis players. But we can kind of see the destruction. The Katyusha has been a little silent. I didn't notice it in game, but in the kill feed I did see that it went down actually to, I believe, either the west or the grill in the Arty Barrage section of the video. So if I can't get the shot over the terrain, but scout car goes in. We're going in for the kill now. But they do push quite a bit in, and they decap us yet again. I guess they also don't want to lose yet. How convenient for them. And I didn't know this at the time of playing this, but I wasn't the host, and the host actually bumped up the time to be 60 minutes. So normally the game would have been over about 10 minutes ago. A very long game here, obviously. But hope you guys find it enjoyable. I think it's pretty safe to say we know what the outcome is going to be based on the score differential and the fact that there's 2.5 minutes left. So, yes, we do pull away with the victory here in the end, which is fantastic. Feels good always to win, especially as the U.S. We've got some pretty competent teammates. We did have to obviously direct a little bit at the early stage. But, you know, all's well that ends well, right? That's why you can't just, like, back out of games early just because it's not really going well from the start. There's a plane coming in. I've got no idea what its target is, so we're going to move everyone around a little bit. Try to get them out of the way. I think it was probably for the 105. Yeah, looks like it was where the 105 was. I actually almost drove the Pershing on top of it, too. Yeah, we're still in a good position. And Scooby knows it's GG. And with well played, because it was very well played. He did fantastically well holding that. Final remnants on the left make themselves known. And we'll hit everyone with a GG well fought. As one more desperate plane comes in. But we unfortunately won't get a base cap. Always like a base cap if we can get it, but we'll take a points victory on time. Plane is coming in. We move back to Pershing. Look to see what blew up over there from the Immortal mortar hit. A little slow to get the 105 out of the way, unfortunately. Should have known it was coming for it, but it is what it is. Is what it is. Yeah, their last final push with the recon plane coming in. Well, I should probably use the recon plane earlier to see what was up and what was around. Might have been helpful for him. Especially with the already. But that does conclude this one as we take a quick gander across the field. So, crazy victory. 15 Vic kills, 334 infantry kills. Insane KD ratio there. Fantastic plays. Well played to my teammates and my opponents. We've got the vehicle kills up, as always, and stay tuned for some Hortons games coming up. Those will probably be the next two videos, and then we'll probably get another big team game up later on next week. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it, and stay tuned for more.